in South Africans
Yeah.
are suffering from some sort of mental illness.
Yeah. Okay.
35 people daily commit suicide.
Yeah.
Over 400 people attempt to take their lives daily.
Every day.
Right? And approximately 70% of people who have committed suicide, they did try to reach out to someone and they never listened.
Yeah.
So you can understand how scary this thing is, and still today we still don't understand how it works.
No, we don't. Well, we want to hear a lot about your story and what you went through and what you how you overcame it. But we'll do it as we go along.
Right.
Tell us about your activism in this space.
Yeah.
What got you into it, and what exactly do you do?
Right. Look, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I own a digital media company called Sip Media.
Yes.
What made me to become a not a youth activist, a mental health activist, is I saw what I was going through.
Yeah.
And I started seeing other entrepreneurs and other young people in my space going through the similar things. But when we are on social media, when we are on social gatherings, we hide this thing.
It all looks good.
We put a persona.
Yeah.
And I said, no, this thing is real.
Yeah.
We need to give methodologies to those that are coming behind us.
Yes.
Let me, by first, expose myself and become naked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And talk about it.
Yes.
I did that. I sent a long message on Facebook some time ago, and I was scared because people
you didn't know how people react.
They want to tell you are seeking for attention
Yeah.
and all of that. And I can tell you I could not believe the amount of messages that I got from people sharing their story and say thank you for coming out.
Yes.
Because we realize this is what I say. But are not supposed to be depressed. So if
but
you
what type of people are those?
People that are doing well, people that are successful,
Right.
people that are,
Yes.
there's this. It's almost as
because
if
of the
depression has a
persona
face.
that the social media portrays
right.
as well.
So then I from then I put myself in platforms to speak about it and aligning it with entrepreneurship and say, guys, it's not as good as it seems.
No.
You get what I'm saying, and you need to learn how to deal with it.
That's true.
And even when you don't have people to talk to, because sometimes this journey that we're embarking in is very lonely.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are too busy to listen to you. How do you cope? What instrument do you put in your life? And I thought that I needed to take various platforms in order to talk and educate, especially young people and young professionals.
Tell me, Linda, as we've already indicated, men are expected to be strong, head of the household, lead and all of that.
Yeah.
Depression, it being real and something that can go for years undiagnosed. A lot of people just go on and die and live with it.
Yeah.
How do we then pick up these signs, these little signs that are just showing themselves? Clearly, they are signs.
Well, look, I think one of the most important things that we should be doing.
Yeah.
I think it's a gradual process. We're working on it. Is we need to be educating people.
Yeah.
We need to be speaking about it more and more, just for people to then learn to pick up these signs. And there's a lot of them. And the irony is sometimes people, a person who's depressed will battle to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They'll suffer. They'll have insomnia.
Yes.
Other times they'll want nothing but to sleep.
Yeah.
Those two things are such complete opposites that it's hard to then be able to say, oh, okay, that's depression. That's depression too.
That's true.
And there's so many such things. There's people who become totally antisocial.
Yeah.
And there's people who go out there and they
become
are just
a little too much
all the time.
Yes,
because
they're
they
trying
don't
to
want
hide
to be
it
alone.
Yeah.
They never want that moment of solitude because then they face their demons when they're alone.
Right.
We're taking your calls on 089 on 2000. We're talking men and depression today. We also have Sello Ivan Phahle, who's a social commentator, entrepreneur, and also activist in this space. One that you feel. How much education do you think we are achieving with this subject, Sello?
Look, not enough. Not enough at all. I think we speak about it on platforms like this and it ends there.
Yes.
We're not taking it down to the ground forces, you know, where it's actually needed, you know, in the townships, you know, in schools, in varsities.
Yes.
So there's still much more that needs to be done. And people in the spotlight that are going through it, they are responsible.
Yeah.
In order to go and
you know, spread the message. Yeah.
Look, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God does not put you through anything for yourself.
Yes.
Even if you occupy a position, it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's in order to reach certain people.
Yeah, true.
So if you went through this thing and you have overcome it, it's your responsibility in order to feed into the discourse.
But you have to agree with me that it has a stigma that's attached to it as well.
Right.
And you don't want to be, as you said, when you send that message on Facebook, you had the fear of people saying he's attention seeking.
Right.
So that it's not as easy as you put it.
Yeah.
Come on, man, tell others, and so others can also know and understand.
Yeah.
Jabba in particular tried so hard to communicate the message of depression over and over and over and over again, and then we half the time ignored it, because he always came across as this jovial, happy guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. And that's why. So there's a stigma attached to it and all that. Let's just find out from Jafta in Pumalang. You know, we're well, thank you. How you doing out here?
Yeah, we as men, we are facing so many demons in our lives.
How do you think we are dealing with it, and your experience? What have been exposed to with regards to this subject?
You know, I've went through a lot of things, man. I've lost, I think about 10 jobs. You know, I've went through a divorce and all those things. You know, and sometimes we just keep quiet. We don't speak about these things, and they affect our health and even our parents, our family members. Because if you don't speak about it, there's something else that is generating within you.
Yeah.
You think of committing suicide, you become angry to other people, to your family members, to your children, and you end up killing and committing suicide.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's a lovely topic that, guys, you are discussing today. I think we need to have a man forum, you know.
Yeah,
and
indeed.
Another thing, even our government is not doing enough for us as men, because we don't have a department of men and boys, you know.
Yeah.
We can sit down and discuss issues like this.
That's so true. Thank you so much, After. I appreciate your call. He describes all sorts of things that lead to it. Yeah. And I think for different people it's different things, right?
Yeah, it is. Listen, I tried to actually compile a list of all the things that have been listed as, and I mean the list is just endless. We could go on for a good half an hour.
It has a lot to do, obviously, with personalities as well.
Yeah,
you know, what you may deem what you may deem as a ridiculous challenge, somebody else would say, that's
what's
nothing.
You
know what I mean? Which is probably also could be one of the reasons why there are people who say, "Nah, don't worry, man, you'll be okay."
Yeah.
You know, because they look at your situation, you think this is the end of the world for you, and somebody's looking at your situation like, I went through that 5 times last year, so that's nothing. You know, so that could also be a problem of how perspective. You know, we don't all see things the same way.
Look, you need to be able to sympathize with people.
Yeah.
You need to be able to understand that everyone's feelings is legitimate.
That's true.
What's a big deal to you may not be a big deal to me, but it's a big deal anyway.
That's true, right?
Right? And if we can interact like that and have that kind of spirit and attitude towards one another, the world will be a better place. I mean, this you also find in our families. You know, especially us as black people. But how depressed, man, snap out of it. That is the most ridiculous thing to say to someone who is going through depression.
A hard time to say, just snap out of it quickly.
Right, you know, because look, that person is crying for help.
Yeah.
And if anyone is crying for help and nobody's listening, they're going to do whatever they think will bring to them peace. And most of the time, it's wrong things.
Yeah.
It could be committing suicide. It could be indulging in all kinds of substance abuse. in order to numb the
To
pain.
numb the pain.
You'd be shocked, Brother David, at the amount of people who cannot define themselves outside their profession,
Yes.
outside their money,
Yes.
and even outside their relationship, the people that they're dating or the people that they are
Yes,
married
yes,
to,
yes.
because they are using that as a mechanism
To numb this.
in order to numb
the
this thing.
pain. Yeah. Wow. We have Sello. Don't numb it. Don't regard it as it'll be okay. It's so easy for us to deal with these things so differently. We're talking man and depression today. It's Radio 2000. Our music, your memories. Yolanda Adams. I'm going to be ready.